Go live. Okay, I think this is running. Y'all let me know if this is running. I'm running on a completely different setup than I do for Tokutonic for this. So it's a whole different setup. Just want to know if everything is up and running in terms of that front. So, just waiting to see what people say in the chat as I just stand here looking around. Like, what's going on? Great. So I guess we are indeed live. Hello and welcome to, I don't know why y'all want me to do this. Like, why y'all want me to do an unboxing video, but okay. But we got stuff. We got stuff. I am actually technically broadcasting while Superhero Time is going on, but I don't watch the Raws like that. I'm trying not to get spoiled. Also, if you spoil anything that happens while this live stream is going on, I'm sorry. Gotta kick you out. Like, I don't condone that stuff. Let me enjoy the episode when I watch it in the morning. That being said, this is indeed Geeks related when we got this going on. Stream on a Saturday? What are you talking about? I always stream on a Saturday on Twitch. Actually, just so everybody knows, after this live stream's over, I will be proceeding over to Twitch where I have my usual Saturday watch party live stream that I do over there. Currently watching Legend Hero as well as Ryukendo. So that's what we got going on over there. That's what we typically do on Saturdays, Sundays, Superhero Time. So completely different things from what we got going on there. So, of course, I got a package in the mail today. You can see it there. We can move on to this screen over here. I don't know why the chat's not popping up on here, because it's supposed to be popping up on here. Like, there's a whole section into, like, right above me that's supposed to be the chat, but for some reason, Streamlabs is messing up. It's not even showing it all. So, yeah. What am I watching after we're done with that? I think we're still in the debate phase, since we still have several weeks left until we end up going on. Oh, see, now it's popping up. It's just covering my face now. Great. Just took a while of complaining for it to start showing up. So cool. So it's only really one thing that I got in here, and I pre-ordered this after the events of the show ended up happening. So let's take a look here. Obviously, I'm opening this up upside down. All this packaging for one item. Of course, you gotta love P. Bandai stuff, right? Because that's what this is. P. Bandai item. As you can see, it's the Vision Driver. So yeah, this is definitely one of the first times that I'd seen a driver. It's been since like the Demon's Driver. Demon's Driver was one of those, when I saw it, I had to have it, regardless of what ended up happening to that driver in the show later on. Demons Troopers, over Demons, that entire thing. It's, But yeah, now this. Now this is something about LEDs. They start putting LEDs on a lot of these things. I'm gonna have to cop that thing up. So, let's cut this bad boy open. See how good this box is. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be, to be honest. It's a lot thinner than I thought it would be, too. I don't need that box. That box can go in trash. So yeah, look at that box. Got some nice... Ooh! This backside, though. See, I've been loving how they've been doing these boxes with the dual characters on the box arts themselves. Because I had that already with, which driver did I get? Juga Driver had Chimera and Daimon on one side, and then Juga on the other side. That's nice. When I got the box that included the Gemuso Gashat along with the Arc Thouser Progrise Key, that was another one. Dual boxes. It's some nice stuff. It's some nice stuff. The Agito CSM box? No. Not tossing that. That's going to stay down there. So yeah. Nice looking. We got Gazer on one side. We got Glare on the other. So let's open this up and see. Oh, you know I got that extension handy. Always got the extension handy. Got the instructions that I'm never going to read. I'm going to end up not knowing something about this driver and then discover it on accident. So yeah, that's a nice little setup. Now the first thing I want to do, because why not, is of course the card we got here, because of course it's exactly like the cards here, right? At least that's what I think so in first viewing, and they are indeed the exact same. The only difference is, of course, the traction that's going to go on there. Meaning it's not going to make any sound because I already know it's not going to make any contact with any of the pins. So, let's see anyway. Because why not? It's a live stream. Fits perfectly in there. It's going to absolutely do nothing because the holes don't touch. Absolutely does nothing because makes no contact with it. Of course, I've already messed with this before, so I already know the different combinations you can get on here. So yeah, I've already messed around with the pins in here, so if there was anything left to be found about it, then the internet would have found that by now. All right, so of course, that was the little holder piece there. We've got the strap, you know, the thing that I just end up putting in my strap stash. I've got an ottoman full of. But yeah, it's a nice purple we got in here. Who's throwing what money away? I just see on here something about, I'm not going to end up tossing the 5 CSM box. Absolutely not. CSMs in themselves? No. I'm not trashing those boxes. I've got a closet full of boxes, especially for like the high dollar ones. The cheapo ones, I don't care, but I still have like the box for the CSM double driver. Still got that, even though I've had that for several years now. So of course, the big thing is this guy here. Let's see, where are we opening from? Right there. Let's take that right off so we can completely get fingerprints all over this thing. But first, let me see what batteries it uses. I came with both AAAs and AA's on hand, just in case. And it's AA's. So, see, I didn't know ahead of time, so luckily I just have stacks of batteries just lying around. Because, of course. You know, the issue is, yes, space. Especially given the way that this is set up, I can't just put it on the shelf. So, I figured that this was probably going to end up being AA anyway because of the LEDs, and the Demons driver used AA's itself. Why is getting these batteries tougher than actually opening up the driver? It's because it's double sealed. This is double sealed. They definitely wanted to make sure people weren't stealing this. I'll pick that up when, after a few drinks tonight. That means I'm not picking it up. I'm going to completely step over it. All right, so we've got our 3 batteries in there. Okay, we got it in there. And of course, as I expect, this is just really a button in here. So of course, doing anything with the other cards is probably not going to do anything but press it. But let's see. It's the best one. That's the best one. You know, I like the eye shift movement that it's got going on with the LEDs. I know some people are saying that they prefer the Demon's driver over this type of setup, but right now I'm kind of completely sold on this one. All right, let me see about getting Glare 2. Look, we all know Glare 2 sucks, but come on now. It's the whole thing. I'm going to assume that there's no 4th button press, but we got to do it anyway, right? Yep, we're back to Glare. So let's see. We got some buckles. Oh my god, I keep pressing buttons on this thing. Because of course, gotta press the buckles. You gotta put the buckles on here. So let's start with Boost Mark II and see. So nothing. It literally did nothing with this one. Interesting. I did the henshin already. Unless it deactivates after a while. Let me see. So many steps. This is why these come with instruction manuals and I don't read them. Ooh. That's not bad. See how Ninja plays out. Alright. Now. Oh, don't need that to play. Don't need to get copyright struck. Honestly, the way Beat's set up is pretty nice. Look, we still gotta go through Time Kabuto, who's only been name dropped and not formally seen. No, I don't have the fit even ordered yet for him. While Den-O, that one's already been in the planning phases, and maybe soon you'll start seeing something. Alright, let me see on... This is Boost Mark III. Because, of course, this was the custom paint job that I did on my extra boost buckle that I also changed the railing on it to be Boost Mark III. The teases mean that you've heard of Time Kabuto, but you have not seen or even heard Time Kabuto talk. So that's why. You have no idea who Time Kabuto is. You just know about Time Kabuto's abilities. So you have all of that going on. Now let me see on this, because this thing's strapalicious, because of course you gotta put the strap across here. And then, of course, this is universal fit that they've got going on. So it's not too bad. I'm gonna move this up some on this aspect. And then, yeah, I've got the extender handy. Of course you're gonna have extenders handy. Because look, it doesn't matter if I weigh like 150 pounds. You still need an extender for this. Like, it's the way it's got to work when it comes to all this. Oh my god. See, I'm using my phone as one camera and then my webcam as my secondary camera. So that's why we got like all this. SPD double is hilarious that that naming convention actually worked out. There was technically a tease in, what video was it? It was the last Geats review. And if you know it, you know it. And it has to deal with Galaxy Blade. Because that was an intentional tease on that front. Man, I forgot to put the card on the side. I haven't thought that far ahead. There was one form that I would say I was discussing, and I think, what was it? Is it Samurai Drive? I think it's Samurai Drive, because I'm thinking of like Keanu Reeves, The Last Samurai type thing. Like, that hilarious aspect. Look, there's some times that I just forget which Power Ranger seasons lined up with what, even though on the Discord, there's a whole pinned thing regarding like all of the characters' names going into the future, unless I change my mind on some of the subtext that we got there. Like, look, we got Morphin Black. By the way, before doing this live stream, I had already finished recording my Once and Always video and started editing it. And of course, it deals with nostalgia, so Morphin Black will be in that video. But then there's another persona that's between. Well, there's technically a couple of personas in between Alien Kuga and Morphin Black that I haven't properly divulged yet. So, one of which is going to be a fake out. Another one is one that I haven't properly planned out yet, but already have the name for. So, there's that front as well. I haven't practiced any of the henshin poses, so I'm not doing anything. And then finisher, right? Nah, I didn't even say Time Daddy when I henshined. Why would I? Why would I? And now it's starting to get dark, so now let me cover up that window. What, you want me to say henshin? Like, you want me to just go completely nerd mode and then just do some random ass pose and say Time Daddy? You want me to say Time Daddy while I transform? You know, ask and you shall receive. Now, let's start this guy back over. Time Daddy! There we go. So now, I really like that fire animation they got going on in the eye. Like, that's nice. So yeah, this was definitely an unboxing video that we had going on with this. So yeah, like, I knew it was going to be a quick one. Luckily, I'm like, this is not going to take like an hour or 2 hours or anything like that until people start blowing me up with questions, which you're free to do so now. I will completely open it up to like an AMA if anyone has any questions whatsoever, since I know like during the typical live streams of Tokutonic, we're very topic focused, so I don't really deviate from anything else going on there. So no, I'm gonna do a formal review for it eventually. This is really just an unboxing, just because I was holding off on just opening this up until we did this live stream. So I'll end up doing something like that later on. Probably sometime this week before I get knee deep into Xenoblade 3's DLC. So yeah. Okay, so why the name Zio Agito? So originally the name that I had in a lot of forums. So I used to be on a message board called Power Ranger Empire, which I used the name Soshi Sentai Shinmei Ranger, which was my like OC team, Elemental Task Force God Ranger. That's the name of it. And then from there I changed it to Shinmei Suzaku, but which was the lead of that season. And then afterwards, when I started up on my YouTube, I was like, you know what? Let me try something different. Let me change it to something that speaks more to me and something people would recognize. So I just chose my second favorite Power Ranger season, which is Zio, and my second favorite Kamen Rider, which is Agito. For a while, Agito was my favorite, but then Faiz crept right up. And you know what actually is my favorite Power Ranger season? It's in space. So if you put that together, Space Faiz is actually the best of me, because it's my two favorite seasons combined. So it works in terms of that. Squadron RX, no, it's Thunder RX, because of second season of Power Rangers was the Thunder Zords, so it's called Thunder RX. So that's where that naming convention would come from on that one, which is why For Kuga, went with Alien because Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers was right after that one. So that's where we start getting into that portion. Look, all I know is there's a Psycho Kaiza and he's in that disc. So there's all that. No, so it's going to get a little difficult when I start getting to the naming conventions for those seasons that repeat words like Dino and Fury and because we got like what, 3 different Dino seasons? We got Dino Thunder, Dino Charge, Dino Fury. It's too many dinos. Like, can we get a difference of name, Power Rangers, please? Change up the naming convention somewhat. Wouldn't be surprised if we start getting Force Fury or something soon. Hell, we got Mega Force, and that's a stupid name in itself. Super Mega Force is just ultimate redundancy. What's next? Ultra Force. It's dumb. So yeah. Luckily, there's nothing like that yet. Let's see. Jungle Wizard, Thunder Decade. It might end up being Thunder Decade. It could be Dino Decade, though, because it would just be too good. Because, yeah, dinosaurs and Decade. All of that. What are some themes I would like to see in the future of Sentai and Kamen Rider? The thing is, it's like, I like the approach that Don Brothers and to another extent that King Oger is doing it now, where they don't really have a fully formed team. Even at this point in time, everybody's just kind of doing their own things with their runnings that they've got going on. Some of that dynamic is really great and really does add a little bit of a classic writer feel to these shows that I really enjoy, and I hope that they keep it up, but after a while, it's going to start becoming the new normal, in which case, you would have to change it back up. For Kamen Rider, I actually want them to go back to a singular lead, like just a singular Kamen Rider. If there's other heroes there, that's great. Just don't make them Kamen Riders. That would be the biggest thing I would want changed out of Kamen Rider, because it's become too normal now for Kamen Rider to have a larger cast than Sentai. So, no, just wind it down. Wind it down. Chill with your stuff, Kamen Rider, or else we start getting this whole like Revi situation, Geet situation, where you have too many characters and they're not getting enough focus. So, stop it. Just stop. Chill for that. Thoughts on Ultraman Blazer. So I only saw the teaser, and of course I saw that Heart's actor is going to be the lead in there. I'm going to have to reserve judgment a little bit more as I start digging into it. For those unaware, of course, I've been getting into Ultraman. I actually just finished G the other day and started on Z. So that's currently how my path is going in the Ultraman space. So that's the other aspect of that. If I could have any Gaia memory, which one would I want? Alcohol. Yeah. That would be the one. You know what? I haven't formally seen Kamen Rider Ortega's suit. Let me see. Because I really have not seen it. Okay, I'm going to pull it up now and see if there's any formal image of it that I can find. It's ass. It's absolute ass. And it's green too. You know, green and gold combination can work in certain extents, but you don't take a costume that's already shit. Is that the Demon's Trooper chest piece? Did they put the Demon's Trooper chest piece on this, man? They really cobbled together this. Y'all, that's ass. That's complete shit. I don't like that at all. I do not like that at all. Okay. Well, that's that was a thing. That was a thing that happened, and it's a thing to remember when it comes to that. Okay, what full bottle combination would I have? I don't know. It's been a while since I watched Bill. I only a lot of times I only watch these shows as they air, and there's not many that I've revisited. So, Build is not fresh in my memory. So, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the driver right there, so. Blazer's costume is indeed looking good, so I do agree with that one. I like the little light ups that they got going on. When should we do another bad fanfiction reading for the Discord? Oh my god. Hey, look, it could be a thing. I've got potentially some long drives for work in 2 weeks. Next week is actually a light work week for me, so I'm not going to be on the Discord calls that much. By the way, self-plug for Discord, I've got one. And we do a lot of just live chit-chatting from time to time. When I do my long commutes for work, sometimes I'm on commutes for 4 hours at a time, I just get on Discord. So, yeah. Was there any Heisei Phase 2 season that I have rewatched? No, there was not. And then have like screamed out to me as much as look. So there's a nostalgia factor that plays into it, plus the fact that Heisei Phase 1 was built so dramatically different than Heisei 2. Like Heisei 2 feels absolutely like toy commercials being thrown at you, with of course, you know, you got their subtext and their plot lines and all that stuff that's going on in there. And it started off pretty good with Double, even though I think they dropped the ball when it came to the ending. It was good in O's. For those that know, I don't like Forze. And Wizard, forgot what the hell happened in Wizard. Love Drive though, so there was that aspect. Gaim, another show that I was just like, really good, unexpected, really good. Ghost, bored out of my mind. Xaid. Xaid was that show that it was tough in the beginning because I couldn't get past the costumes. But as the show progressed, I was like, okay, this hitting all right. And then I loved the ending. So there was that. But Heisei 1, the way that it's built more like a drama, and then, you know, you just had Bugman fighting at the end, just felt different tonally for me. It didn't look like it was trying to throw new concept at me. Build, I thought, was great, especially since they had so many arcs going into it that didn't feel like very Monster of the Tweak. So every 2 weeks, you know, that's how much the arc would last. No, they actually had a good lead up in terms of the arc. Now, the thing that I hate is the trope of having a very villainous character start becoming a bit of a goofball, and we got that with Gentoku, and that's something that I did not properly enjoy, but I know that they changed it because the actor said that he wanted to change it up for his kid, so completely understandable in terms of that aspect. Will I buy the Memorial Dom Blaster? If I can find it cheaper, because the prices online for it are just outrageous. I hate ZO with a passion. Besides the opening, Over Quartzer, Hot Fire, everything about that show, I'd rather forget. It ruined the endings of so many of my beloved shows that I'm just like, you finished what Decade started. So, yeah. Which, by the way, Decade, sorry, week to week, those of us that watched it week to week, that ending was such a tease. And when the movie was nothing like that. I don't know about anybody else, like, currently in the chat, but we were pissed. I know I was pissed. Everybody around the forums that I was at was pissed. It was bad. It was bad. Like, it dropped the ball, like, halfway through, and of course, that's the writing staff change. But then, once you get to that tease of that ending, that preview for what could have been made more sense than what we actually got in that film, which is why some would attest that the novelization would be the way to go. So, which found out was, I believe, written by Inoue's daughter. So, might have to see if there is a proper translation of that one. So, anything else before I hop off, since I got to set up for the Twitch stream? Because I got to move all the cameras back around. I got to get the green screen down, all that stuff. Good old green screen. Hey, look, it disappeared. I forgot I had the green screen active on here. The magic of a green screen. Toku guys, shut up. You know that this hair is actually hair. I've been dyeing it this color for like almost 10 years now. And you can see my roots coming in already. So I get a lot of people that consistently ask whether or not the red hair is a wig. It's not. How do I change that? I got a rack. I've got a rack. I've got a whole rack of decapitated heads. And you can see them right there. Along with several of my Gundam model kits. So, of course, gotta have the racks just ready. So, that's the back end. Also, like the door that's over here is a closet that has all of the costume changes. So, I just go in and out, quick change between the personas. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to go in between, like this and then the role. I was actually debating because I had this idea yesterday, and I don't know if anybody would be willing to watch it, but I guess it would help for any aspiring content creators. Where as I go through the process of both filming, editing, and constructing the reviews that I do, if I do like a behind the scenes of all the processes it takes for me to actually like do a review and put that out, just to give people like an advice of how I actually go about my process, the background to the editing, how long it takes, because it does take hours to put out those 10-minute videos that I put out at a time, from like the scripting to the memeing to the photoshopping to all that stuff that I've really just been self-taught on. So it's something that I've been thinking about putting out on there. So yeah. Do I like Decades finish? Charles, I know you are a Decade simp. You've got a full shrine to Decade. Decade's finisher is okay. It's okay. So yeah. I have not seen the Z dub at all. I'm watching it in Japanese currently. So I don't know if I want to watch it dubbed though. Probably not. I love Drive's finisher. Tried her on, rolling around, and he's just... It's good. I haven't done a formal finisher. I've ranked writer kicks, just the top 10, but I haven't technically done a full-on finisher one. Though if I did that, I'd have to restrict it to main writers, or else I'm gonna kill myself just trying to get all of those like edits and pieces together for all that stuff. So I'd have to stick to main writers, because that's already like 30? 35? Something like that. Tier list. Look, we've got... Orb, remind me. I think we got like 18 more slabs until we get to 100 in a total slab compilation. So that's going to have to be a multi-part slap rank off that we'll be doing eventually, which might be in the summer. It might be for June. I've got a whole week in June that pretty much I might be free to just do some shit. So we'll see on that. Another thing that I'm planning on doing is I got a convention that I'm going to be going to in October. So I got to get a cosplay costume ready. And I'm debating on what writer I want to do. Whether or not I want to go the easy route and do Agito. I mean, I do have part of the headpiece technically already made. But Anime Weekend Atlanta. So I live in Georgia, for those that don't know. And I've been going to Anime Weekend Atlanta since like 2010. So it's a convention that I go to yearly. I'm actually curious about trying to do a panel there this year, because there was a Tokusatsu panel there last year. And I gotta say, the guy that did it gave a lot of incorrect information, and I was just it took everything I had to not run up there and correct the guy on everything that he was saying. So, yeah, I didn't correct them. There was one thing in particular that got me was when he was talking about the Power Rider trademark, and he mentioned double, and I was like, no, that's not what that was. The Power Rider thing was because Saban is using Shinkanger footage. And who appeared in Shinkanger? Decade. They did the Power Rider trademark to get those Decade episodes brought up. It's not double. It's not double. Like, it in my head, I was just screaming internally. And then externally, I was just like, this guy's got the stuff. He's telling it like it is. But inside, I was just completely screaming. So yeah, because of that, I'm like, look, I might have to do a panel actually properly diving into some tokusatsu for like an hour. So yeah, some good stuff. Any last questions before I go ahead and end the stream and get everything set up for Twitch? Treating this like one of my work conference calls where I'm just like, open floor, going once. Let's see. Okay, great. Least favorite PR season. Out of the ones that I watched? Turbo. It's Turbo. There's a reason I don't like Turbo Ryuki. There's a reason. It's a complete reason. Turbo is It's not that great. In space, though. In space. Look. Name me another kid in the 90s that watched Turbo and was just like, Justin's that guy. And I will tell you that that person's a liar. Because there's no way. There's absolutely no way. That's a lot of stuff. Favorite Ultraman. Look, haven't seen too many. Like, right now, like, them Zero movies were hitting. Power Rangers already said in space. Kamen Rider, most people already know it's Fies. So yeah. So let's see. Answered song. Man, that's going too much. I gotta actually think on that one. No. Justin broke the immersion. But he set the standard, technically, of having a kid transform, and then they got aged up. Just like in Once a Ranger, like, as they transformed, Rocky lost a little bit of weight when he transformed. Because in that fireman outfit, he definitely looked a little bigger than his transformation. But hey, they set that whole precedence with the transformation sequence. So hey, the Morphin Grid gets you fit. It'll get you the peak. And look, I know Die Ranger already did it, but of course, we didn't go that route for Power Rangers back in those days. I had no idea about Die Ranger when Turbo was out. Because, of course, internet was like early on. I was too busy like looking at Dragon Ball pictures on the little bit of internet that I had because I wanted to see how Super Saiyan 4 looked. So, Ryuki writers probably going to be Knight or Oja, but Oja pretty much stole the show when it comes to that. So, birth year Sentai, I don't know what came out in 89. Whatever that was. Well, there we go. Turbo Ranger. Turbo Ranger would be my birth Sentai. There you go. All right. So I think I will call it at that because why would I join the DGP? Nah, that's dumb. It's a scam. Did you know that the goddess of creation uses happiness from people? I'm not even going to get into that. But for those of you that are going to join me on Twitch in like 15 minutes, I will catch you on that way. Until then, I will probably be working on a review for this sometime, likely next week. Until then, I'm out of here. I gotta press buttons here. So, bye.